Hello Queens. So today we're going to talk about when is a good time actually going on a date. I'm not here to convert anybody in a religious factor. So these are the things that I have noticed and I found it very beneficial in general. So that's why I'm sharing is caring, right? So why not share you the secret? So that being said, stay tuned. Hi, if you don't know who I am, I'm Sindy V King. I'm a creator of Calling My King. I help transform women to create lasting love through Vedic astrology, neuroscience, and transactional analysis so that she becomes the queen of love. And today we're going to be specifically talking about the best date that you can go on. I have found this into the Hindu, not trying to convert anybody per se, but definitely we have noticed there is a big factor when it comes to romantic relationship and long-term relationship. I'm not here to convert anybody, but if you're the type of person who is very curious about culture like myself and try something different, that's totally cool as well. Let's get started for that. And that being said, I will link all the links down below so that you can look at the current date and even year. So if you have an auspicious time that you want to do something, well, it's just when I talk about auspicious time, what I mean by that is like making sure if you're wearing a nice sunny dress and a beautiful high heels, you want to make sure the rain is not coming right on that day. So this is the why I call it an auspicious time. And if you are going on a date and you wanted to know what a really good time that you might have, why don't we try the auspicious time and see if it actually works for you? I'm not saying it's going to offset some of the negative aspects about your personality, but I'm just saying like it's a good day when the sun is out and it's a nice warm weather and you're wearing your beautiful dress and high heels and your lip is on par and your hair is on par. So that's what I mean by an auspicious time. So, and the romance is so wonderful too. And so you guys both have a great time and you guys both have a connection. So one thing that I have noticed as well is three things in a relationship. The first thing that I have noticed is when you are in a romantic relationship or want to start a romantic relationship, the first time that you guys meet together matters. And the date and the time, I have noticed this, how far a success that you get into a second or third or fourth date. And this is all based on individual. I know what I'm trying to teach you here is just general, but these are some of the dates that I consider it like, okay, this is a really good time to do it. The second really important date in a relationship, I would say your engagement. So the day that you are getting engaged and the time that it actually happened. So that all factor in if it's going to run smoothly or there are interruptions or whatever it might be. So your engagement is also another important date. Your final last date for when it comes to romantic relationship, and I understand that India is really promoting this when it comes to dates and when to get married and what time to get married and all that is a huge factor because that also create a chart itself. That being said, that is also tells you the longevity of the relationship and maybe kind of offset any auspicious things that might happen within your own personality. That's their little methodology. That's why I was studying Indian astrology per se, is the reason why that they have a lowest rate when it comes to divorce. I'm not saying affairs doesn't happen or mishaps happen, situation that happens in a relationship. I'm going to work from Sunday right into Saturday and tell you a little bit more about dates per se. So every date has a specific ruling, what you call ruling planets, or in that case, so it kind of sets the tone, if that makes sense. You know, there's a reason why Monday's called Crazy Monday. Right? There's a reason why. So I'm going to give you some digestive information of this. I will give you full detail of this in my membership if you're wanting to be the super queen. That is absolutely there, and I will answer any of those questions. But for now, let's get into the general foundation. So Sunday is the most important day, and that has to do with your own personality and your own personal growth. That is a ruler of the sun, right? So you're working on your soul. So set an intention. I don't recommend you doing anything except really working on yourself. That is the really key here that I really want to stress here. So Sunday is really working on yourself. We're doing errands. It's absolutely fine being within yourself. It's about me and myself and I. This is an opportunity to do every Sunday that you're going to set an intention. Why not, right? So Mondays, we call it Monday, and Monday's considered be moody day, Monday, right? So Mondays tends to represent our moon. And it depends on if you're into the whole astrology thing, that's great. You can look at where the moon is sitting at, and that really sets an intention in your chart as well. So Monday is considered to be moody Monday, and moody Mondays tends to be always constantly changing, or we plan something and things change. So expect changes that happen on Monday. So be flexible. Also, Mondays tends to be really good on reflecting with your emotion, how you feel, or even connecting with your mom or things like that, or even like somebody who's considered to be in the feminine energy. So I would say connect with your feelings. Maybe it's a good time to really set up a time to even go to see a therapist and reflect on what was happening within yourself. That is really key on Mondays. Okay, I like Tuesday, and Tuesday is more of an action-oriented day, and I call it the Mars day. Mars is a really good time to either take action, try to solve problems, or cut out people that no longer really serve you. Tuesday is really an action-oriented day, so if you're already reflecting on Monday and you're ready to take action on a Tuesday, this is a good time to do that. Like I said, there is always an auspicious time, but Mars tends to be Tuesdays tend to be a day that we are ready to not only take action, but really tune in with our masculine. So masculine tends to be a good day could be sexual orientation stuff as well. That's really a Mars day. Going for a workout is a really good time as well. Even like changing things up and really tap into your masculine where you need to take some sort of leadership. So Tuesday is a good day for those action orientation. Let's do what we talk about Wednesday. And Wednesday has to do with Mercury. And Mercury tends to be our intelligent, how we communicate. So if you're trying to write a letter or trying to really come up with some sort of skills that you want to learn, I think Wednesday is a really good time to do that. And Wednesday, not only that, Wednesday is a good time to hang out and chat with your friends if you have that availability after work. It's a really great time. So if you set an intention, I want to work on some writings that happens every Wednesday. This is a good time, and look at where Mercury is landing into. Okay, let's talk about Thursday. And Thursday, I call it the Guru Day. And the Guru Day is all about getting consultation, or you consultate with somebody else. So that's a good time to go and ask questions about certain things about your life, or going to do spiritual work, doing yoga, just really, or doing philosophy or even psychology. That's totally fine as well. This is a good time to really look into the spiritual work that you might be wanting to be doing on a Thursday. It's a great time to go to get any counseling or therapy, because that's where you're going to get some advice and it's going to sit in pretty decently, I would have to say. Again, when we come to Friday, and Friday is a Venus day. Not a lot of people know this. Venus day tends to be a love day. And yes, we know that Venus is representing not only love, but the things that we like to buy and have pleasure is. And it's a great feeling of like, this is what's going to make me feel really desirable. So I would even recommend even setting some time when the date is right and Venus is in the right place. Why not pick Friday as a date night, especially in happy hours? The reason why I say happy hour, it's like the perfect golden moment, really, and when it comes to the chart. So that's like when the sun is about to like really set between the horizon and, in that fall period. So you notice those things quite a bit. So I would say Friday, it would be a fun day when it comes to setting intention for love, especially if you're dating. And it's also a great time to make money too. So even spending money, making money, that's all part of it too. Okay, let's talk about Saturday. Saturday is a very common day. A lot of people could go and get married, which is kind of really interesting to hear and see in general in the general mainstream. Saturday tends to be a really hardship day. And not only when I say hardship, it's a good time to like do errands or mundane things or even like hard labor work that you're putting off. And that could be like gardening or even like cleaning out stuff. Saturday is a really good day for purging, to be honest with you. Saturday is also an amazing time if you are interested in fasting. That gives you some sort of routine. So if you have that in place, Saturday is all about like working hard. And I don't know a lot of you want to work hard in a romantic relationship. I think you do want to put some effort. I'm not saying you don't want to put effort, but Saturday is like what you call a discipline day. So if you want to discipline yourself in a way that it's rewarding and has a long term, okay, so you're setting intention for a long term. Saturn does give you long term compared to other planets. So if you put in the work, it's going to pay off. So if you put in Saturday that you really want to learn a language or something like that, and it really takes an intentions for you to learn those skills, I think it will be very rewarding at the very end of it. So if I would say Saturn, I think save it for the days that you need to purge, trying to create discipline, or trying to cut out anything that is considered to be not good for you. It's a good time to fast as well. So I really support fasting in general, just based on the science that I have learned, and it helps with some floating that you might have within your eyes. But that being said, Saturn is a great day to work on your health as well. Okay, there's a few things I never talk about, and I want to make it really clear here. There's one big advice. Anything that I tell you, I want this to stick with you. That when Venus is retrograde or Mercury retrograde, please do not take the intention to go and meet somebody for the first time if you're not serious, because it won't last. I'm not trying to be negative towards it, but if this is what you want and you want to cut somebody else, it's not going to last long, then go for it. But I also want you to leave a comment below and let me know if it's true things didn't work out when you met somebody with Mercury retrograde or Venus retrograde or sometime both. And the reason why is when somebody is going through this transition or a transit in general, it means they're transitioning out of another relationship. So if you don't care if you're a rebound, that's totally fine with me. This is your own body, this is your own life. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But I'm telling you, here's a few auspicious time that makes things quite perfect, right? So what I'm trying to say here to you in general, here's an opportunity for you to have a reflection where you want to go and what you don't want. So what I really inspire you to do is if you decided to go on Venus retrograde, I want you to be careful and just know that, things are not going to run smoothly and that's going to be okay, right? So, and maybe leave a comment down below if that's true or not. And also, I really want to hear about some of the dates that you do decide to go, especially if it's during either a retrograde or even on a Mars day. So, if you're going on a date on a Tuesday, I want to hear some of this stuff. If you decide to hook up, that's your own thing. If you decide to go on a date on a Monday, I want to hear that. I want to hear if you go on a date on a Saturday, which is Saturn. So how did that came about as well? So I'm more curious about that. Okay, we talked about a little bit about happy hour, and happy hour has to do when the sun hits the seventh house. And seventh house is all about focusing on relationships. So you already know that happy hours tends to be like the sun is going to be hitting in that time period. So if you don't know astrology, that's okay. But I'm just saying that like every 2 hours, it changes where the location is. So you definitely want to avoid times like, when the sun hits in the eighth, the sixth, or the 12th house. Six tends to be like you're going to hit obstacle. Eighth house, there's some hidden stuff that you might not want to know about. It's just some hardship that you might not need. And 12th house tends to be the house of like secrets and stuff like that. So it depends on what you want to set intention. Hopefully you're using this as a really good supporting dating tools for yourself. I also want to avoid like so when the sun hit the third house and 11th house. So those 11th house has to do with her friends. Do you want to like date somebody who feels like your friend? Some people do, but there's no romantic spark if that's what you're doing, right? It's great for meetings and stuff and hanging out with friends and stuff. I think that's really beautiful. But when it comes to the third house, let me tell you, the third house tends to be like where we have our inner power to fight with our not only our enemies but our like fighting like our siblings, you know what I mean, like that type of fight. And I know that some people have positive relationship with our sibling, but sometimes we butt heads in our relationship, and those are the type of relationships. Do you want to be in a relationship that feels like our siblings or even our neighbors? I don't think so. Maybe. Leave a comment down below if this is true. So, okay, so I left a link down below, and this is where I get my auspicious time, and you can call it, you know, electional astrology. That's totally fine if you ever heard of that. Uh, we call it Muhurta as well. That's another one. But there's Amrita tends to be a good date. That's the word Amrita. So if that's what you're curious about. And sometime where the moon lands, this is considered to be an auspicious time. So I'm going to name a few of them for you. And if you are in India and I have missed something, please leave a comment below that you also have tested. Okay, really good dates are Pur Farguni is another one. And another one is Uttara Paguni is a really good dates time to go on dates. So I will try to leave it right down on the screen here. So in case I'm mispronouncing or you heard it, didn't hear it correctly. Romantic affairs, if you decide to have casual relationships, like that's being intimate in general, that's totally fine. Here's some of the auspicious day, and it's also known for marriage days as well. So Rohini is one of them. Mirgashira is another one. Aslesha is another one. Chitra is another one. And Anarada is another one. So those are what I call the 5 top when it comes to having good intimacy. Okay, so and they kind of use that for marriage as well. There's something what we call like a day that is like whatever's happening in the world, no matter how bad it is and no matter how much of a bad day, here's a time when what I call the king is sitting in his throne and the queen is sitting in her throne, and they're both comfy. All right, they're both in their own home and they're very comfortable within themselves. I want to share this day with you, and it has to be called Akshravata and Tirayata. I think that's when the moon and the sun is actually sitting in their own sign, and it's really comfortable. And this is considered to be the best date to auspicious date in general to start anything, to do anything. It will just slide very nicely. So, and sometimes it's just only once a year that happens. So you want to make sure that you put that on your calendar. I tend to put these dates in my calendar. So if there's things that really open up, just remember that Amrita is the day is considered to be good, and it doesn't matter if it's landing on a Tuesday or a Sunday. Just know that back of your mind, these are what it's setting intentions for. So if it's Amrita, that means like, oh, it's sitting in a good day for doing Tuesday, Mars Day. So I'm going to go and exercise or start a program in general. So that's what really feels comfortable in general. That I want to conclude my video in general. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this. I know you have a few burning questions about your relationship, and that's okay as well. You can always leave a comment down below. But my Super Queen membership is actually open and available on YouTube. I am looking forward to seeing you there. Specifically, if you have questions about either your chart or about auspicious time, I'm happy to look into that. But everybody has a different moon in another sense of we have a different psychology in general. So I want to be able to fit towards you. And I really hope that you get an opportunity to explore different culture. And I'm not here to convert anybody or trying to tell you this is the way to do it. I think there's many ways to do it. I'm just using this one method and I'm just sharing it with the world. Why not? So that being said, either way, I'll see you in the next video. Otherwise, I'll see you in the membership. All right. Bye now. Bye.